Morning, guys. Welcome back to the channel. If some of you follow this channel, you may remember in last week's episode of Adventures with Abel, my scooter had a massive failure on it. Both of the motors locked up, and I'm here to share some information with you. And we're gonna do a little bit of customer service interaction with fluidfreeride.com. That's who I bought the scooter from. It does have a 12-month warranty. If you're new to the channel, one of the themes that I have on here, or one of the, I guess you could say, loyalties I have to my viewers, is that I am very transparent. There are no magic tricks, no surprises. I will always tell you if something didn't go right. I don't try to hide it. I know a lot of other YouTubers out there will make it look like everything was perfect and everything went fine. Well, that's not reality, and I don't promote that on this channel. But what I do promote is a way out of a situation, a way to fix something, or a way to do a resto mod on something. So let's take a look at the scooter and see what I came across. So initially, when I took the deck lid off, the one thing that's always bothered me is this is the only area right here available for the wiring harnesses, and at best it might be an inch deep, and there are multiple wires just randomly shoved into here, and it's like somebody buttoned it down and said send her down the road. So it's like there's no thought or rhyme or reason to any of this. I mean, it just doesn't make sense that they just shove everything in there. It's so unsafe. So I have a solution that'll be coming up in a future episode here, hopefully, fingers crossed. But as far as what I found here is the simple fact that, I mean, everything is getting pushed down and pinched so hard under the deck lid that you've got issues with wires rubbing on stuff. And I think that I found the reason that I had the failure, and this might be hard to see, but you see that shiny spot right there? I believe that while I was riding it and there was some vibration, that vibration was on this. This is one of the motor connectors that rests on top of the motor controller down there, that silver box. I believe it rubbed through and made contact, which is what killed the rear motor. And then shortly thereafter, the front motor died because it couldn't pull the resistance of the rear motor, because the rear motor was kind of locked up, and now it's really locked up. So I mean, if you aren't gonna be able to drive that down the road anywhere. It feels like the regenerative brakes are on, like the highest mode. But anyhow, I have a way or an idea that I'm gonna use to redesign this. Let's go in the house here and I'll show you some of the email exchanges I've had with fluidfreeride.com, and you can kind of get an idea of their level of customer service. So maybe if you're in the market to buy one of these scooters, you'll get the same level of service from them. But once again, I'm always transparent, and I want you guys to see exactly what's going on when I deal with these somewhat higher end purchases. I guess a $3,000 scooter is kind of a high end purchase, but who knows. So let's go in the house and check out these emails. I don't know how well you guys are going to be able to see this, but I will try to read it to you, and maybe you can see it on the screen, maybe not. Maybe it's cut off over on this side or whatever. I am not a video or filming expert. Somebody else that gets paid more than I do is better at that stuff. So I started an email interaction with Fluid Freeride, which would be on Sunday when we arrived home. I immediately sent them a message. Today in dual motor eco mode while traveling 13 miles per hour, both of the motors on my scooter died. There's a high amount of resistance in them now. Hard to rotate, won't freewheel. I believe the motor's died. This is the 10th time I've ridden this scooter. What are the next steps to get this repaired? I got a message from John. Hi Sean, hope you are doing well. Sorry to hear you're having issues. Then they send me a link to diagnose the issue. It's kind of obvious if the motors won't turn to me that the motors have failed, but okay. So I did the little tests that they wanted me to. I did all the tests. Both motors have definitely failed. There is no way to test the motor controllers without good motors. I can replace the motors and perform the tests again. He said he'd pass it along to the technical team to diagnose. They also say in every email, much appreciated, I want to assure you we will resolve this soon. I guess that's to give the purchaser confidence in their customer service level. So Adam then jumps in and says he wants me to send him a picture of every side of the scooter and a picture of the odometer, which I did. He said thanks for the pictures. He said we can send you 2 new motors to replace at home if you feel comfortable about doing it yourself. For the inconvenience, we can send you a fast charger for free if you are okay with replacing the motors. He wants me to open up the deck and send a picture of the controllers. Please let us know, rest assured that we will sort you out. So I responded with the fact that I swapped out the tires to the cross-country tires on the scooter, so the motor install should be pretty easy. I already have a fast charger, so I didn't need that. Cosmos, would you quit it? Get out of here if you're going to do that stuff. If you want a close-up of the motor controllers inside the scooter, they're buried under quite a few wires. I'm wondering why there's such an extreme failure under such a light load in eco mode at about 13 miles per hour. Is it possible the motor controllers were wired wrong from the factory? I did notice some gray leads not plugged into anything. Anyhow, let me know and I can get you those pictures. He responds, thank you for the answer. Since you mentioned that the controllers have gray cables, we now know which motor version your scooter needs. The controllers are used for some other scooters too, which explains why these wires were not plugged in. Initially when I took the lid off, I asked him if it's normal if the gray and white wires coming from the motor controllers are not connected to anything. I did notice that some of the motor wires it appeared to be melted, but it looks more like they got pinched. Like I said, that there's no space under that deck lid for all of those wires. It's just way too tight in there. The motor controllers smelt like burnt electrical, but once again, that could have been the wires that were on the motors. Ask them if it's normal. I need the scooter to be reliable since we use it for overlanding. The controllers are generic ones from mini motors which are used in many different scooters besides the Kaabo. The wires you showed don't have any function on your scooter. I did believe you mentioned melted wires so far. If that is the case, we will need to have a look at your scooter at our repair center. Please let us know if you want to proceed. We will cover labor and parts. And as a bonus, I only get to pay an extra $300 for that service. Yeah. My biggest fear about shipping something out is that it gets damaged or lost in shipping, since I had a hard time getting the scooter in the first place from them. So to me, that's not an option. I'd much rather send it to them and get a refund and start with something else. But let's continue here. At closer inspection, I looked at the wire sleeves and they were rubbing on the inside of the motor controller area, which I was showing you guys out there. My idea is to replace the motors they send me and cut a 1/4 inch thick gasket out of nitrile rubber to give that area some more room and some more space so the wires are not getting compressed so bad. I cannot believe they designed the wiring area with so little room. He responds with, thank you for your answer. If you need any assistance or instructions, please let us know and we will connect you with one of our mechanics. Regards. So, with that being said, I believe they're going to send new motors, and then at that point I can swap the motors out, cut a new gasket, and make sure the wiring is in much better shape than the way it came from the factory. I'm going to use some shrink tubing and whatnot, but that will come in a future episode. I know this was a quick update on the Kaabo Wolf Warrior, and some of you that are new to the channel, thank you very much for all the recent surge of subscribers I've had recently. I know my trailer build series kind of went viral there for a little bit, and I really appreciate you guys subscribing. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed yet, I'd really love to have you as a subscriber. And as always, I hope you guys are taking care of each other. And stay tuned for more Kaabo Wolf Warrior episodes. And there might be a able build episode coming up next week, and it's going to be a big one, and I think you guys are really going to like it, and it has to do with the shelter. So you thought we were done with the shelter? Well, we're not done with the shelter yet. We still got one more bit of icing on the cake, so to speak. So with that being said, take care, and I'll catch you guys next time. See you later. Bye-bye.